I know your time is valuable, so I'm gonna just do a little TLDR in the beginning of the video. Walking pad, VR headset, calisthenics. Those are my three things that I like to do inside this tiny little room that keeps my health, my fitness in check. I hope you can at least leave a like before leaving, but if you want to stick around, hear me yap about all of this stuff, I appreciate you. I know this isn't the best way to get fit. This isn't the most optimal way, but if you're someone like me who doesn't want to really leave the room that much, don't really want to spend money on a fitness or a gym membership, this definitely works. And it just goes to show that no matter where you are in your life, there are no excuses. If you can't afford a gym, you can still get fit. You can still be healthy. So I still go out. I still try to live a semi-healthy, active lifestyle. But I can't deny that I stay at home for most of the time that I am at home. Meaning if I don't leave the country and go somewhere else, or if I'm not traveling. So I'm going to go into detail the three things that I've mentioned in the intro. The first thing is going to be the walking pad. So I got a walking pad on Amazon. It's currently unavailable, but I'll try to link a similar one in the description. Mine isn't special in any way. It's just one of the cheapest options. The fastest it can go, I believe, is 3.8 miles per hour. So it literally is a walking pad. It's not a treadmill. You can't run on it. And I do want to upgrade to one that I can run on. But I've said this before, if I really do want to go running, I can just go outside. I really love it because it allows me to get my steps in after a meal. I don't have to step outside of my room. If I feel like watching an anime, I'll be like, okay, you have to walk while you're watching the anime. It allows me to watch anime while I'm walking. I don't have to be aware of my surroundings. I can just walk and enjoy whatever I am consuming. So it doesn't even have to be anime. It can be YouTube videos, music, podcasts, whatever you want to do. It's a great way to consume and stay healthy at the same time. It's awesome because it doesn't feel like a workout, and then you still get your steps in, because you do want to get as much steps as possible during your day, and sitting for a very long period of time is not very healthy. It's not going to do you good in the long term. Pretty straightforward. I really like the walking pad too because it's very easy to just stand up so that you'll have more room, especially since I have a very tiny room. I actually do sleep on the floor, so I do have to put it away in order for me to lay out my little bed. But it's not that difficult to set up and put away. Second thing is going to be a VR headset. So I have the MetaQuest 3, and just like the walking pad, it doesn't feel like you're working out because you're just playing video games. There are a lot of things that you could do. There's Beat Saber, a cooking simulator that I like to do, even boxing simulators. And there are things dedicated to specifically working out, but I feel like those aren't as fun. There's definitely a lot more fun in comparison to a walking pad, but I guess it's just another way to stay active or to keep it fresh. Yes, with a VR headset, you still kind of need space, but it's definitely doable in this tiny little room that I have here. So this one is going to be a little bit more pricey in comparison to a walking pad. And then there's going to be the games that you get in addition. But I think it's definitely worth the price tag. The walking pad, the VR headset is not necessary at all though for staying healthy, for staying active inside your room. Third thing, the last thing that I want to talk about, which is probably the most important, it's calisthenics. What I love about calisthenics is that you don't really need any sort of extra equipment. All you need is your body weight. Of course, there are things you can do to supplement your workouts, like parallettes, a pull-up bar, maybe even like a kettlebell or two, but you don't really need it. A lot of the times you can find a lot of YouTube videos for free where you can just follow along, no weights necessary, and get like a really good workout in. Especially if your goal isn't to build muscle, but to maintain it or to burn calories. It's just very simple, very easy, and you can always keep it fresh with the different types of workouts that you can do. I like to use like different things around my room as weights, as resistance. So it's not completely calisthenics, but I can get by with, for example, my gimbal case. It has my gimbal and other accessories that it has. It's decently heavy, and I can use that for, shoulder raises, maybe even like really light bicep curls. I can fill up my backpack with stuff, and I can easily do like bent over rows with them. Again, it's not the most efficient because I only have one of those weights, so I'd have to do a set on each side to make it even, of course. But it's doable. Even just doing push-ups and squats periodically. You don't have to go to failure. Going to failure isn't necessary most of the time. It really depends on what your fitness goals are. But again, if you're like me, who wants to maintain a certain physique and you don't mind not gaining muscle, then you don't have to go to failure every single time. That's really pretty much it. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to get a personal trainer or even go to the gym. You just need a little bit of space, a little bit of effort, and consistency. Consistency is what makes everything happen in pretty much everything. With that in mind, you won't get shredded overnight doing this. But if you do this along with mobility exercises, which you can do in the comfort of your own home, especially like if I can do it in this tiny room, then you have no excuses. If you found value in this video, that's awesome. Again, I'll try to leave links to everything in the description. But other than that, thanks for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.